Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, I want to dive into a pretty important topic, the fraud bill and how it impacts benefit claimants. So, let's break it down together. This bill has stirred up a lot of conversation, and I think it's crucial to understand the implications for those who genuinely need support. First off, let's talk about the reassurances from Liz Kendall.
She's been pretty clear that if you're a legitimate benefit claimant, especially those on PIP, you really don't have anything to worry about.
It's, kind of a relief to hear that, right? It feels good to know there's someone advocating for the rights of genuine claimants, and she's reassured MPS about protecting those who truly need help. I mean, it's just nice to know that someone's looking out for the people who are really in need. But, of course, there are concerns. Richard Bergen has raised some valid points about potential targeting, especially for disabled claimants.
Like, can you imagine living in fear that you might be singled out? It's, unsettling, to say the least. And when you hear that only 0.2% of PIP cases involve fraud, it makes you wonder why the focus is so much on oversight rather than support. Debbie Abrahams also warned about innocent victims being swept up in this, which is just heartbreaking. It's like we're all trying to navigate this system, and the last thing we need is more fear.
Now, let's get into the whole big brother aspect of this bill. That term brings up a lot of, uncomfortable feelings. Steve Darling has pointed out that there are serious surveillance implications here.
It feels like we're being watched, and that's just not okay. I mean, privacy is a fundamental right, right? It's kind of terrifying to think about how much information is being shared without proper oversight.
Speaking of oversight, Kendall has mentioned some measures to address these concerns. There will be independent oversight and safeguards to make sure that human judgment is part of the decision-making process.
That's a good step. I guess it's something. But it still leaves me feeling a bit uneasy.
I mean, we need to ensure that the people making these decisions are truly qualified and empathetic, you know? It's about protecting the rights of genuine claimants, and we can't lose sight of that.
As we wrap this up, I just want to emphasize how crucial it is to protect those who genuinely need support. We need to have open conversations about the implications of the fraud bill. Transparency is key here.
So, if you're feeling passionate about this, I encourage you to speak up. Let's make sure our voices are heard. If you found this discussion helpful, please take a moment to comment, and subscribe.
I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. It's, really important for all of us to engage with these issues and support one another.
In reflecting on all this, I've realized that even in tough situations, there's always a chance to find something positive, perhaps this conversation can spark change.
So let's be grateful for the opportunity to discuss these issues, and let's work together to ensure that everyone gets the support they need. Thanks for tuning in, and, for tuning in today.
So, I wanted to talk about the recent discussions surrounding the fraud bill and what that means for benefit claimants, especially for folks who really need support, like those on PIP.
It's, a pretty intense topic, and, honestly, it's been weighing on my mind a lot lately. First off, let's dive into this.
The fraud bill, right? So, it's been presented as a way to crack down on fraud, which, we can all agree is necessary. But, there's a lot of fear around it, especially for genuine claimants. Liz Kendall, she's been, really vocal about reassuring people that if you're genuinely entitled to benefits, you have nothing to worry about.
She's spoken to MPS, saying that the rights of rightful claimants will be protected, which is, a relief to hear. But then, you've got MPS like Richard Bergen raising some serious concerns.
He's worried about how this could disproportionately affect disabled claimants. And honestly, that's a real fear. Only
2% of PIP cases involve fraud, so why is there this huge push that might end up targeting the most vulnerable? Debbie Abrahams also chimed in, warning about innocent victims getting caught up in this mess.
It's heartbreaking to think about the stress this could cause for people who are just trying to get the support they deserve. And then there's this whole big brother bill thing that's come up.
It really raises the question of privacy and oversight. Steve Darling brought up some valid points about the surveillance aspects of the bill.
It's like, are we stepping into a world where our every move is monitored? That's pretty unsettling, right? But, on the flip side, Kendall has talked about how there will be oversight and accountability measures in place.
She's assured that there's going to be independent oversight and safeguards to make sure there's human involvement in benefit decisions. That's something, at least.
It feels like a small step in the right direction, but there's still a lot of room for improvement. So, wrapping this all up, it's really important to protect the rights of genuine claimants. Like, we need to have these conversations and be transparent about what's going on with the fraud bill. It's crucial that we advocate for those who are most affected. I guess, reflecting on all this, I'm feeling a mix of emotions. There's frustration, definitely, but also a sense of urgency. It's like we can't just sit back and let this happen without voicing our concerns. I've realized that sharing these thoughts is vital not just for myself, but for everyone who's impacted by these decisions. And you know, even in tough situations like this, there's always a silver lining. I feel grateful for the voices that are speaking up and pushing back against potential injustices. It reminds me that we're not alone in this fight.
So, if you found this discussion valuable, or if it resonated with you in any way, please like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Let's keep this conversation going. Your thoughts matter, and together we can make a difference. Thanks for listening, everyone.